Hi guys, welcome to the second Evilathon reading sprint. As you can see, I'm joined by two lovely ladies, Chelley and Amy. You've probably seen them before because, we're all besties here. And I'm going to let them introduce themselves today and let me know what they're going to be doing, if they're going to be reading or writing something that maybe we're not allowed to know what it is. As Amy always teases us like I'm doing something, but I cannot tell you what it is. So let's
Well,
start
I
with you,
can
Amy.
touch it. It's not a secret now. So since February, I've been editing my Dracula retelling.
Yeah.
And I've been saying on sprints, I can't tell you what it is, even though I think Kasha and Chelley already knew.
Yeah, I
Spoiler
know.
alert. So these two knew, but I couldn't publicly talk about it. So that comes out next year. And I'm also the author of the Mina books, for anybody who doesn't already know, but like Kasha says at this point, you probably have seen me here a few times before. So yeah, I will be editing. I am kind of nearly finished the structural edits, so the big edits are nearly done on this book, so I'm really happy. And I'm also reading Alex Fowkes's book, so I don't have my books here to show you, but I can show you Alex's lovely middle grade book. So I'm about a quarter of the way through this. It's really good and wholesome. These two kids who hate each other have been sucked into the imp world, and imps are little creatures that just make your life miserable. So if you stubbed your toe today, that was probably the imp of stubbed toes. And there's imps who nick your glasses and tie your shoelaces together and stuff like that. So it's really fun and silly and wholesome, and I love it. So I'm hopefully going to write and then treat myself with this afterwards.
As a break from all the blood and ripping up and
Yeah,
and
I just keep writing in the margins. Is this scary enough?
Oh, I see.
Like, this is the stage of the edits that I'm at, where I'm just
I'll
trying
let
to
you know. Me and
push
Sharon
everything.
will let you know.
Yeah, I'm going to say, you and Sharon, no, it's not scary. I can tell you this now. I've had some beta readers, though, who've messaged me like, what are you doing to me? This bit's horrible. And I'm like,
Oh,
thank you.
nice.
Thank you. I like that. You won't find
Yeah.
it scary, though. It's very mild horror at best. So.
Okay, Chelley.
Yeah, so I'm Chelley and I run an Instagram account all about 90s nostalgia, so specifically point horror. So if you remember this is the one we're reading this month, The Invitation. And I normally do like a movie chat or I'm normally around somewhere doing live chats. I seem to have done quite a few last month as well. But yeah, so tonight, so we're doing like a bonus read this month. So we're doing like a Fear Street. So I'm going to be starting this, The Prom Queen, which is going to be made into Netflix movie, next year. I think, don't know whether they've given a release date yet, but I thought I saw July, but don't quote me on that, next year. But yeah, so starting that. So the cover's just amazing, like, ooh, love it.
Yeah, I need to find a copy of that because I do want to read it before the movie, even though I don't think you really need to, but I kind of think it would be nice.
I've got a thing that I like to read the book before the movie, but it is available on Kindle if you can't get
is it?
a copy.
I was going to say, I'm going to go up in the sprints and check if I have it, but if it's not, if I don't, I'll just get it on Kindle, I think.
Yeah, it's luckily some of them were reissued on the Kindle, like some of the point horrors and some of the Fear Street. So I know this one's gone like way up in price since the movie's been out. So so luckily it's on Kindle. So hopefully I'm gonna read a bit of that tonight.
Nice. So I started this the other day and I'm still reading it because I've been so busy. I barely had any time to read. So I'm reading Dead of Winter by Darcy Coates because I wanted something more like wintry, cozy. And I even have like my cozy ghost, like it's my winter ghost. You see
that's so cute. Yeah, I've got a little
my bookmark.
I've got a little Christmassy bookmark.
Oh, that's cute. It's like candy corns.
Yeah.
I have a little bit of a post-it note that I ripped off. So all the beautiful bookmarks I've got. And I've got
that's a true book reader. That's just smash anything there.
Letting everybody down. I do have my beautiful diary to redeem myself, though. Me and Chelley will talk about it. I'm obsessed with the beautiful Quirky Cup Collective Diaries. So I do have some beautiful
Ah.
things, I swear. So I'm also going to be writing in this. This is my whole life is in this book. Like everything gets planned out
Ooh.
in here. So I'm going to be doing some planning and plotting and just figuring out my life because I'm going to the Tim Burton exhibition on Wednesday. So I'm
Ooh.
figuring out my work around
Exciting.
that. And I'm going to be
Seen
working on the
pictures of
train.
that. It looks amazing.
Yeah, I don't know how people are doing that because it says really strictly that you're not supposed to take pictures or film,
Oh,
and yet it's all
No,
over
I
the
told you
internet.
I've been in that one before, but I was surprised because I saw that exhibition like 10 years ago. Like
Yeah, well, it's
in
been traveling the
Germany.
world. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's been traveling
Yeah.
the world, and it's just coming to the UK. This is the end of the tour, I think, because
Yeah.
I kept missing it. Like I think I was in Spain and it had been there recently, and I was in France and it had been there. I've missed it every time, and I didn't realize it was going to come to the UK. So I was so happy I finally saw it. Is it good, Kasha?
I loved it, but it is true. Like we were there and they have these lockers and they're like, you need to remove everything, jackets, cardigans, your
wow.
phone. Your phone is not allowed inside, nor your bag, no, not you basically go in there almost naked. It's like, what more do you want from me? Want my shoes? Like they made us remove everything. I don't know if it's that bad right now. I mean, it was like that 10 years ago, but I remember we just went in like with nothing. I
It
don't know
was
if
really.
it's yeah. So
I was just going to say, sorry, that yeah, on the information with the ticket, it says it's really strict. I don't know whether it's that
yeah,
strict, but it did say that there's strictly no filming, no
nothing.
phones, no
Nothing.
photographs.
No.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
I'm
I
kind of
did
hoping
buy
I
the
can take.
book,
Oh,
but
did you?
yeah, I think that's what they want. You know, you buy the book because you're not allowed anything inside. So I did buy the book of the exhibition and I think a T-shirt of something. I don't remember, but yeah, just be aware that you don't need to take much with you because you're gonna go in naked, basically. Nothing is
I
allowed.
might entertain you. I'm going to just wear a Beetlejuice t-shirt and a smile. That's it.
But it was nice. I've been thinking if I should go to I think there's a Batman exhibition in London now.
Oh, really? That's
So,
cool.
because
Oh.
I saw Olivia going, so I'm like, oh, maybe I'll do that on Thursday because I have the whole day for myself. Friday, I'm going to Stranger Things, the theater play in
Oh,
London.
fun.
Oh.
So, yeah, but Thursday I have the whole day for book shopping and maybe I will just do the Batman exhibition. I'll see. Yeah, but I'm excited. I'm
Cool.
excited. Yes, 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 yes. So, anyway, Dead of Winter. Let's go back to books. That's what we're here for, I thought.
Yeah.
So this is about a woman that goes with her boyfriend to a tour, and it's supposed to be 2 weeks in a beautiful lodge in the middle of the woods, and supposed to be romantic and all of that. But on the way to the lodge, their bus has to stop because there is a tree in the middle of the road, as normally there is, and so they are ambushed by a snowstorm, and they all try to seek refuge somewhere and they find like an old abandoned hunting cabin and they all go in there. They're very scared. They don't have any way to contact anybody. And the next morning, the tour guide appears decapitated.
Ooh.
So they don't know what's going on because obviously there's supposed to be nobody around. So is it one of them? What's going on? They still cannot go anywhere because the storm is still very strong. So they're just trapped. They don't have food. So it's a lot of fun. And yeah, I'm only like 96 pages in, so still fairly early. So that's just basically how it starts. And yeah, I'm excited to keep reading this one today.
I've never read any Darcy Coates books. I know my Melina always says, you know, she's good and whatnot, but I've just never got round to it. But that sounds like
Yeah.
good.
I've read two.
You
One of
had
them
me
I
at
absolutely
decapitation.
loved. Yeah, The Haunting of Ashburn House is really
Yeah.
good, really
Yeah.
scary and atmospheric. But I started The Haunting of Lee Harker and I DNF'd it because I just couldn't get into it. There was an early reveal without giving too much away, and I saw it coming, and then after that, I just kind of it lost it for me, and I don't know. That could just be a me thing. So I've had two really strong reactions, so I need to read
Oh.
some more and see what I actually think.
My first one was The Hunting of Ashburn House, and I really like that because the main character has a cat, and I thought it was very well done the way that she talks about
Wow,
the
that's
cat.
different. Yeah, yeah.
And this is my second one, and I picked this one specifically because it's not about a hunting. Because a lot of her books are about huntings and haunted places and haunted people. So I thought this one might be more down my alley because I am assuming, I don't know yet, but I'm assuming it is human evil, which is more my thing. So I don't know, but so far it's good. I'll let you know as we progress. But a lot has happened, and I'm only like 90 pages in. People have been killed, and it's gruesome. It's quite intense. I thought Darcy Coates was going to be a bit more cozy, but it's actually quite bloody. So I am pleasantly surprised, I must say. Yeah.
You've just sold it to me. I'm going to go and
Yeah,
order that
I
right
was
now.
sold a decapitation, and I was like, yeah.
Absolutely. Well, it's
In
great
this
for the
spirit.
winter, you know. So if you're looking for a winter bloody read, this is going to be
Mm,
great for December as well. So
yeah,
let me see
sounds good.
who's here in the chat. Hello. Good night. Greetings from Germany. Hello. Ooh, Bazaar of Bad Dreams by Stephen King. Chunky
Ooh,
book. Hope you're enjoying. I'm going to try and finish Here Lies Olive.
That's good
Oh, you
title.
highly recommend it. Interesting.
oh,
I have not read that one.
I need to look up what that's about.
We're here to buy books collectively.
Yeah.
Hi.
Aw.
Oh, thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed today's sprints. Yes.
Yeah.
So people get decapitated, cozy horror immediately. Oh, the Grapekeeper series by Darcy Coates, my favorite.
Oh,
Oh, I know there's
I need
three,
to
I
look
think,
that
of
up.
that one, but I've never started it, so maybe I will.
yeah.
Maybe I will. I also heard Gallows Hill, I think it's called, is really good, so I just need to get to it because this is only my second one, so we shall see. But I've enjoyed so far both, so.
Yeah. I've heard good things about one underwater.
Oh
I
yeah,
can't remember
yeah,
what it's
that's
called.
Sharon's favorite. Hold on, there is a list here on the front. From below.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
oh,
I think
I need to get some of
Sharon's favorite.
these.
Yeah.
This is going to be bad for my bank balance.
Yeah.
Well, you can check if I think some of them are really cheap in Kindle, the older ones. I don't know about the newer releases because this is from this year, I think. So
Yeah.
it depends. But I think I got some of her books from my Kindle for fairly cheap. So I think the older ones you might be able to get.
Yeah, I'll have a
So
look.
yeah. Okay, so if you're ready, we're gonna go to the sprints. We're gonna do 40, 40, 30 as we're used to. Let's bring the kitty. And I'll see you guys back here in 40. Good luck.
Bye.
hello, welcome back. Hello, hello.
Hiya.
How did you guys do?
Good.
Yeah, not too bad. I'm making notes as I go along, otherwise I forget before the chat, so a bit slower at reading.
So what's yours about? I think you didn't mention the point horror that you're reading.
Yeah. So basically it's about well, so far we've got a dead body straight away.
Yes.
And so it's been found like in the Fear Street woods, and then you've got like these three main characters who are all talking about it, and then they get nominated to be prom queen for the year along with two others. So apparently the prom's in like 5 weeks, and it's going to be held at this manor that just so happens to be in the Fear Street woods.
Of course.
Where they found the body. So I'm like, oh, okay. So and apparently the winner receives like money, and there's like a character who, you know, you've got your classic poor character, classic rich character, and things. So far, I'm guessing that they're all going to start getting bumped off one by one.
I was just thinking that.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh yeah, it does. It says on the back, so stirring one brutal murder, then another and another, and the recipe quickly turns to horror. So yeah, I'm hoping soon we'll get some more death. It's awful, isn't it?
Just cozy, you know.
Yeah.
I want to see people die. How did you do with your editing, Amy?
I didn't do it. I looked at my diary and I'd already ticked it off for today. And I was like, okay, so I did quite a lot of editing today, and I thought I was just going to do a bit extra. And I'd meant to work on my Yelp workshop today, and I hadn't. So I was like, I've not done anything on it for a couple of days. I'd started it, and I had like a spark of inspiration, so I just went with that. So I've basically nearly finished planning my workshop now, which is about writing what you love.
Nice.
So if you come into Yalk, that's what I'm going to be. One of the things I'm doing. I always end up doing quite a few things when I go to Yalk. I start off with one, like it's normally a panel. So you get a panel, and then it's like, hey, we do a workshop too. And then before you know it, you're a Waterstones bookseller. I'm doing an extra sign-in.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So I'm doing half an hour on Waterstones. So if you want to buy a book from me, I'm doing that on Sunday afternoon.
I always want to join the workshops, but I never find the time. It's like, when, how?
It's really hard. I think every year that I've been to Yalk as an author and a reader, I've never managed to do everything I want, because there's always stuff at the same time. So yeah, I think you've just got to kind of plot your course and think about what you're there for. Because if you're there to kind of, I was there initially to try and get published, so like I was plotting everything around that. But if you're there mainly to get books and meet authors, then the workshops probably aren't the thing.
Yeah. I'm mostly there to see what's new, talk to the publishers, get some books, also talk to the people, you know, meet people that you normally only see online. I think the panels are very interesting as well. They look for interesting topics, and also sometimes to get some book signed. So the day doesn't have enough hours. Like,
No.
it's just like ridiculous, especially if you want to go to multiple signings that day and you have a couple of authors that are popular and have longer queues, and you're mostly queuing all day. So
it really helped when it was 3 days, when they used to do it in the summer when we were on sales site. That was so good, because you could kind of, I would always have one really busy day of doing all the agent and publisher stuff, and then kind of do the normal Yelk stuff the rest of the weekend, but it's all compressed. And it's not their fault, like the building isn't there anymore, but that we used to do Yelk in, and I think the building's still in a massive state of just being worked on, and it has been for years and years. So I don't think, sadly, Yelk's going to get its own space anytime very soon, but hopefully it will again at some point, because it was so lovely, wasn't it, Chelley, back in the day?
Yeah, it was cozier as well.
Yeah.
But it used to be the red carpet, like it was just cozier. The feeling was very much different. That's where I met Joshua for the first time. That's where I met Josh.
Oh, yeah.
And we didn't know each other. He was doing like a giveaway, I think, and I entered in his giveaway, and then I won, and he texted me, and I went to pick it up, and I don't know, we started talking. So that's how I actually met Josh. I met him at Yelk.
Oh,
yeah. So
that's where Chelley and I met for the first time.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's where me and Amy met. Yeah. And then we
I
Oh.
went to one. I went to your workshop, didn't I? Although I don't think we
Yeah.
really knew each
Oh.
other then. So I
Yeah,
went
so
to
I was
Shelley's
doing a
workshop
workshop.
about how to be a
Yeah.
blogger. So it's Shelley's fault that I did all this.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Um,
Chelley.
yeah,
Aw.
and then honestly, it was like the very first part of me becoming part of the book community doing that workshop.
Aw.
And then I think the following year we met up in real life, didn't we? We went to
Yeah.
Dawn's panel. We sat together and then
Yeah,
met up
that was
afterwards. And
it. I
like the
remember.
rest is
Yeah.
history.
Oh.
I
Because I
only know
think
because
after
Kev
the
went through all my photos lately.
oh, because
Oh.
after the workshop, that's when we started talking about point horror and that,
Yeah.
didn't we? And then we just bonded over that, and then
Yeah.
oh,
Nice.
Fast
memories.
forward to me like hanging out at Shelley's house last Saturday and like
Yeah.
chasing a kitten around the house.
Playing
Kasha,
Mario
the kitten's
Kart.
so cute. The cutest kitten, such a cute kitten. Oh
Oh,
my
she was
gosh.
Yeah.
here, like just at the beginning when I was talking to Kasha, she was
Yeah.
here. But Kevin's
So
closed the
cute.
door now, so she.
Oh.
I said, I just text Kevin. I was like, Kevin, you've closed the door. She can't come and hug me.
Rude.
She is
Okay,
cute.
so I read until page 132.
Nice.
So, you know what I like about this book is that normally you have a group of strangers that are stranded somewhere. They cannot call for help, and there is a murder probably amongst them. But normally there are 8 complete strangers. But this one, because they were all going to the same lodge, they were going mostly in pairs. So you have like a father and a son, like a husband and a wife. And so the dynamics are a little bit different because it's not like I cannot trust anybody, but also like what secrets is the son keeping from the father. And like, so the dynamics between the characters are a little bit more different. And I really enjoy it. It's like, who could it be? Could it be this person? And they tell you why. Oh, this person used to be in the army, so maybe they are killing people now. Oh, this guy is huge and he's very strong, so he could potentially take us down. Like, they just go over all the possibilities. They search each other because they're scared, see who has a weapon, or so they're kind of scared, but at the same time they rely on each other to figure out what to do. So I kind of like the character dynamics so far, but people keep dying, and I'm only in page 132, and I'm like, are we even gonna make it? Like, because people
There's
just
just gonna
keep
be one
dying.
person left
Yeah,
at the end who goes, yeah, it's me.
it's just a tree. Everybody else is gone. It's just the tree. So
I'm glad you like it because I just ordered it in the last sprint. I was
nice,
Oh,
like,
I'm gonna have
nice.
sold
to
me.
order it on. I'm gonna have a look in a minute.
That's gonna be your guys' buddy read in December.
Yeah, I think so.
We'll
Unless
put
I
it.
start reading it tomorrow when it arrives or something.
Excuse me.
Kevin's going to be like, oh, not more books. Because we got home tonight and he said, Amazon said there's 2 parcels over the gate. And I thought, oh, God. So anyway, because I've been watching that Rivals on Disney,
Wow.
I've like got obsessed with it. So I thought I'd like buy myself the book. Right, but I didn't even know it's like smutty adult stuff. But like, look how big it
Ooh,
is.
damn.
Like, so this is
Good
because
luck.
apparently this is the first book, yeah. So Kev's like, oh la la, you've ordered the book.
I have been good lately. I've only bought the books I needed for like my next TBRs because I know I'm going to London. So I have been
Yeah.
kind of controlling myself because I know what's going to happen when I go to London and I go to Forbidden Planet and I go to Waterstones and I go to Yelk and then oops, I come back with 50 books. What happened? I don't know.
Forbidden Planet's the one for me. I cannot walk into that
Oh,
shop and walk out without
Yeah.
that 10 signed. They get so many good signed books.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
you
that's
can't let
fair.
it signed. You can't leave it there. It's the
That's fair.
rule. So
I
yeah.
got my Paul Tremblay book signed there as well.
Oh
Yeah.
wow. Mm.
Yeah, but I found at Waterstones one that was really good. It's the Paperbacks from Hell, signed by Grady Hendrix. I found it at a
cool.
Waterstones, and I'm like, absolutely, thank you very much. So yeah, and now
Oh.
I just read the new Grady Hendrix book because the publisher sent me an ARC,
Oh, is it
and
good?
it's my favorite now. I cannot believe that Grady Hendrix
Oh,
wrote that book. It's so different. I almost cried, and I'm like, what's happening? I'm reading Grady Hendrix. What's happening? So I
Oh.
really, really loved it, and I was shocked and appalled because I gave it 5 stars. And
Oh,
wow.
normally I never give Grady Hendrix books 5 stars, even though I really enjoy them. So I don't know. You guys will see. It comes out in
wow. I'm
January. So
excited. Yeah.
say hi.
Yeah.
I've
Oh,
pre-ordered it. I've pre-ordered the Warstones
He's
one. I
like,
think
what?
has got spreads and nice things
oh,
on it.
Yeah,
So
I
there's
have I have
another
that one
edition.
pre-ordered. Yeah.
There's another edition that I think it's this new thing, Black Crow Press or something, and
oh
they've done
yeah,
a really special edition with
I
like
have
end
they.
pages and stuff. So I
Yeah.
changed
Ah,
my pre-order.
I got the Waterstones one because I also think it was signed. I'm not sure, but I got the
Yeah,
Waterstones pre-order as well.
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's see what the people in the comments are doing. Hi, maybe
Hi,
also buying books
Tina.
like we are. Hi,
Hi,
Sharon.
Hi, Sharon.
Sharon.
Welcome, Sharon. Oh, it also read from below and enjoyed a
Nice.
lot. Horror is 50% human, 50 paranormal. Okay,
That's
I'll
what I
take
like to
that.
hear.
I'll take that. Oh, I forgot to put this on and jump from the camera. Oops.
It always makes me jump.
Yeah. Yes. I'm not really doing the whole readathon, but I'm dropping in anyway. Yeah, you can still read anything else, be productive in any other way. You don't have to read things for the readathon. Exactly. November is still spooky season.
Yes.
The whole year. I just don't
Yeah.
ever stop
Yeah.
reading spooky books. Refuse.
I'm gonna pick up out Manatsuo Kirino. The back has the quote strange that she'd never known she had such cruelty inside.
Ooh.
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 Yeah, it is fitting. I've never heard of that book before,
Mm.
but it sounds Japanese.
Yeah.
Oh.
I always think I've told that story 1,000 times. It's nice that we've found somebody
Yeah,
willing to
yeah.
remember it
I
before.
didn't know it was a Yalk. I don't think I knew.
I've
Oh.
probably spoiled it, Kasha, because I think I'm going to end up telling it again at Yalk because I'm on the panel about 10 years of Yalk, like what
Ah.
our connection to Yalk is. So yeah, sorry.
Oh.
I will act surprised and be like,
Yeah, no, I'm laughing at
really?
that.
Gag.
Oh, amazing, Sharon.
Nice,
I'm
nice.
excited to see you whizzing around on it.
Be aware of Sharon this weekend, guys. Oh, I'm working on organizing my library, laundry, and dishes. Wow, that's a lot of productivity.
Yeah.
Listening to the Night Parade by Ronald Malfi. Nice.
Ooh.
If I get all this done, I'm reading Devolution by Max Brooks. These are two that I some point had on my list. I almost read Devolution for the Evilathon as well because it fits the creature and the cold prompt. But I'm interested because that is like I don't think it's Bigfoot. It's this other thing. I forgot the name. Like it's another creature. And I don't read so many creature books. I feel like they don't always work for
Mhm.
me, but I wanted to give this one a chance. So
Yeah, I have it, but I've not read it. And I've also not
yeah.
read any Ronald Malfi either. It's an author's name that I've seen come up.
Yeah.
Ronald Malfi?
I have read a
Malfi.
couple. It's quite good, but his books tend to be long.
That's
Mm.
probably why
But
I've steered clear.
yeah. But I enjoy his books. They're kind of like thriller, but with a lot of horror in it as well. But they're the ones that I have read always had like somebody like as a kind of almost detective investigation kind of thing. But I really enjoy it. It's just they tend to be chunky, just for you to know. Yes, I saw that. So we're all reading Dead of Winter, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beauty Ninja.
Oh, 80s Ghosts on Kindle
Ooh.
Limited, which is fabulous. Ooh. Yeah, see? That's fair. Got that for my birthday, Sharon. Love the cover. Okay. See everybody getting books.
I'm gonna have to look at that now. Oh
Yeah,
dear.
the 80s Ghost. Yeah, me too. I'm excited. Especially, let's see if Sharon enjoys it. Then I know it's good. If it's crazy enough for me. Nice, nice. We are kind of really good on time, so we can go to the next sprint. This is Michael
Oh,
Morbius. He's like, why, mom? Why
cute.
though? Why?
He's enjoying it. It's all good.
Yeah.
There's no like trying to escape there, I'm sure.
No, he really likes to be picked up. He comes to you and he puts his paws up so you pick him up.
Oh.
Otherwise, he tries to climb because he wants to be picked up like a baby, even though he's not a baby anymore.
Oh, cuteness.
Fantastic. We're great on time. So we're going to go to the next reading sprint. Are you guys still going to read? Are you going to
Yeah,
I'm
going
gonna
to
do some edits. Kev's
edit?
come down from getting little person to sleep, bless him. So I'm doing Kev's edits on my book because Kev always edits my stuff. So I will probably turn the camera off so Kev doesn't have to sit here and be on camera. So that's what I'll be doing. Secret edits.
Secret edit.
Oh, secret.
Says-
Oh, that sounds good, Sharon.
Oh, sounds so
Mm.
good. I'm going to have a
Yeah,
look at it.
I'm going to look that up too. Let's go buy books. Good luck, guys. I'll see you back here then in 40.
Bye.
Hello, welcome back. I hope the kitty was not too bad this time.
Still always makes me jump, even though I know it's like 1 second. I'm like, yeah, 1 second.
Yeah, I know, I know. That's why I also don't keep my headset on because then I hear it so loud when I'm like quiet, peacefully reading, and then I die. So, how was your sprint?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
Okay, let me know, Shelley. How did it go?
Sorry. I was like, how many pages did I read? So I haven't, because when I read these
Taking
books, I
notes,
make
yeah.
like extensive notes. Otherwise, by the time I get to the chat, I forget. But we've had a lot of the characters are so awful to each other already. And I'm only like 4 chapters in, and like they really just shouldn't be friends. And one of the friends has now gone missing, and she's up for
Ooh.
prom queen
Oh
nomination.
dear.
And yeah, the main character's like gone to house to try and find her, and all her rooms been ripped apart. There's like decapitated teddy bears in the bedrooms.
Oh no. More with
Yeah,
the decapitation.
getting serious
This one's
now.
a real.
Yeah, so yeah, hopefully we'll get more dead bodies, more dead prom queens soon.
So they're like mean girls, I'm assuming.
Yeah,
Like fake friendship because they just, they want to win, all of them.
yeah. And like this is what I like about these like 90s books, especially like they're just like shouldn't be friends. Like none of them should ever be friends.
It's worse when they have like a really toxic boyfriend. I'm like, absolutely not.
Well, we've met the toxic boyfriend as well.
Oh,
And
I
like he
see.
seems to be like dating everybody. And then the one friend's like, can you keep a secret? I
Oh no.
dated him last week. And I'm like,
Oh
oh,
no.
boom, boom. Shocker.
Exactly. A player.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So how did you do, Amy?
Yeah, good. I'd started did my edits with Kev. We're very nearly finished
Ooh.
with Kev's edits, but what I tend to do is I've not applied them. I put them on the document, so they're in my
Mhm.
comments. So I can't feel too smug. I've not done. I've got just over 2 weeks. No, I'm lost all track. 2 weeks today. My edits are due. I was like, what day is it? It's Monday. It's not Thursday. Yeah, so 2 weeks today the edits are due, so
Okay.
I'm like on track for getting them done, but I also have some other stuff that I need to do, some freelance work, so I just need to, you're familiar with this, Kasha, like just keep
Hmm.
all the plates spinning.
Yeah. Juggling everything at the same
Yep.
time.
Yep.
Trying to keep deadlines.
Yep. And then all of a sudden all the deadlines will probably end at the same point. This is what usually happens. Like I could
Yeah,
have just done with them spaced out a bit more, but
that's
yeah,
fair.
it is what it is.
So I've made it to page 169. So I'm at like
Wow.
right there. And it's quite brutal out here, like because well they're in this cabin and they cannot really go anywhere. So they are trying to come up with ideas, like should we try to get somewhere, but they don't know where they are exactly because they had a guide that it's now dead. And so they don't know the area. They're like, is it worse if we try to go out? They're also suspecting everybody. You mostly listen from one person's kind of point of view, but I really like how Darcy Coach has done it in the sense that you can still feel what everybody's thinking. And yeah, it's a lot of like reveals and things like, oh, I see. So maybe potentially this could be, so there's a lot of things being revealed. It's very entertaining and there's always things happening. So I hope it's going to end up well. I mean, bad, but well for me.
I'm just worried that you said it's a bit brutal. I'm like, oh man, if Kasha thinks it's
It's
quite
brutal
brutal,
here because,
I'm
we're
scared.
168 pages in and some people have not made it, you know? And
I
I
think I'm going
mean,
to take this one to Comic Con with me just to some, like, do a panel, do a little read
yeah,
of
yeah, yeah.
something terrifying in between.
Yeah.
I just ordered it as well during that sprint. So
A nice one.
sold.
Nice. No, but I really, really like it. I think it's really well done. I mean, it's not her first book, so she knows what she's doing, clearly. But I like this kind of books where you have a murder mystery and you don't know who has done it, and you kind of have to figure it out. Normally, I never figure it out, but I like to be entertained, because it's
I
always the
do.
thing of the red herrings, like,
Yeah.
sometimes you're like, is she saying this because she wants me to think that it's
Yeah.
that person, or is she saying this? Like, you start to go like,
Yeah.
you
I think
overthink.
being a writer ruins it because I tend to like start unpicking it and like going, well, that is
Mm,
clearly a red herring for this reason, and that's a clue that the writer's
mm,
planted. That's Chekhov's gun. Somebody's going to fire this gun at some point. So I think I go over analytical with mysteries. Like some people apparently read mysteries and they don't try and work it out. They just let it wash over them. And
mhm.
I'm like
I don't do
actively
that.
trying. Yeah, no, I'm actively trying to like find the murderer before. And quite often I get it right, but not always. There is the occasional book that throws me off guard.
I always
And
get
I
it
like
wrong.
that.
I never get it right.
Yeah. Like, if a book makes me guess things right, then I wonder if the mystery was good enough, because I normally never guess it. So if I guess it, then I'm
Yeah,
like, maybe the mystery was not properly thought through,
Yeah, I
because
mean,
otherwise I would not have guessed it, because like I
yeah.
said, normally I miss it. So
Usually if I'm enjoying it, I don't care if I guess the
mm,
ending. Um, but yeah, if I'm not enjoying it and I guess the ending, like if a book's just okay and then the ending's really disappointing, then I think I'm overall disappointed. Whereas if the book is really exciting and action-packed,
mhm,
with loads of reveals, and I guess some of them, I'm like, that's fine because I've enjoyed the journey. So it just depends for me.
I always find though when I try and figure out the ending. So maybe I do a bit of that, like I try and guess, but not too much. Because if I
Yeah.
mhm,
figure out the end, not figure out, but if I come up with an ending in my head and then it's not that ending, I'm like, well, it would have been so much better if it was this ending.
Yeah.
So then
I
I
do that all the
sometimes
time.
ruin books for myself then.
Yep. Yep.
but I think for this one you could like do, I think murder mysteries like this should come with like a list of the characters, and then you should be able to write your notes.
Oh
you know
yeah.
I
You know
think
what?
this type of book should
Ravina,
do that, like put like a little like page on the back or
yeah.
something with a list of the characters, and then you can put your clues in your notes and try to guess it
Oh
yourself, because this type of books are really good for that, because the
Yeah.
characters introduce themselves in the beginning because they haven't met each other. So, I'm this person, I used to work like this and this job, and you get like the round of introducing, and then you forget about it, and it's nice to take notes in this type of books. Yeah.
yeah, that's such a good idea. And that's what I
Yeah,
find sometimes when I'm reading the point horrors and I'm writing the
yeah.
notes at the same time. Like when I
Mm.
look back at my notes once I've got to the end, I think, oh, actually, that it was obvious. It was that person because of all these notes that I've made.
Yeah, I got a proof. Ravina Gron's Catch
Oh
Your
yeah.
Death. The proof of that had some little sections that you can make notes in, and I think it said
Ah.
stuff like stop. Who do you think is the killer at this point? Or
Oh,
like
Mm.
somebody had just been killed, and it would say, "Has this changed your mind?" And I think there were like 2 or 3 places where it
Mm.
had a little prompt at the top and then some note paper where you could jot. And I really liked it. I didn't
Mm.
actually do it because I didn't want to write in the book.
Yeah.
I don't tend to annotate actually in books. I've tried it and it doesn't really work with me. But it was nice. It did stop me and make me think at that point. And I
mm,
think in that one, I guess some of the reveals, but not because I interviewed Ravina afterwards, and I guess some of them, but not all. I don't think in that one.
mm,
Maybe it's something I can do, or people can do, like to make a sheet that people can download and just
Yeah,
kind of like write your who is potentially the killer, and you can do it themed for
mm.
different books, and people can just download it, and then you don't even have to write on the book, but then you can still do your check-ins and
Yeah,
stuff.
that's such a
you
Yeah.
good
could do
idea.
like means, motive, and opportunity, couldn't you? At
Yeah.
the
Yeah, you
like,
can make it like a
yeah,
downloadable for the books, that, or the publishers could do that, just to add for the fun of these murder mysteries, because I always feel like if I don't take notes, I probably miss a lot of things that I would have
yeah.
remembered
Mm,
if I was taking notes. But I mean,
yeah,
maybe that's the point, that you don't take notes because then it's too obvious.
Yeah, and it depends how fast you read it. Like sometimes if I read a thriller really quickly, I do guess it more easily because I'm like
Mm,
more in the zone with it. Whereas if
mhm.
if they dropped a clue at the beginning, and you picked it up 2 weeks later, you're probably not going to remember that clue. So I think
That's true.
if I'm reading a really good thriller like Catherine Foxfield's and Cynthia Murphy's and Kat Ellis's, I usually try and read them fast, like on holiday or something like that, so I can kind of keep in the world and in the zone. It's like I do like a competitive sport, like I will guess this, I will predict.
Yeah, but you read a lot of those because you normally get proofs and things. So I feel like you kind of, because you read it also before it's even published. So I guess you have another perspective, because I don't know if they still get different edits after you read them.
Yeah, sometimes they do, and occasionally authors have said to me like big things have changed in their proofs. I read one, I think it was The Fandom by Anna Day. I read the proof and it got a lot of swearing in it, and she said in an interview that they took a lot of the swearing out because there was feedback that it was kind of a teen book. That just off the top of my head is one, and I know that I think it was Andrina said in one of her proofs there was like an error in the plot, like not something big, but just a little something that didn't line up. And they realized once the proof had gone to print, so then it was fixed in the final book. I think in one of my proofs something changed because I got some feedback from an editor or a sensitivity reader, and I changed one thing about a location just to make it a little bit clearer what I was going for. But it wasn't anything, I don't think anybody reading it would probably notice. It wasn't massive. Usually the way I've done mine is they've been really, really so heavily checked by the proof stage that there isn't a lot of room for. But there's always a first, I guess. I don't know whether I'm getting proofs for this book. I hope I do. Hopefully. I think I've edited this book more than any other book just because I really wanted it to do well. I edited it long before it went on submission, so I'm now at the point where I've read this book 1,000 times. I know it off by heart. And I'm still really enjoying it though, so that's good. But there are moments where I'm like, yeah, I can actually recite what this is so I probably need to let that bit go.
Yeah, I remember that, going back to the cursing, I remember that Holly Jackson said that one day she was going to get the C word in one of her books.
Joss Whedon said that in the Avengers, in one of the films with Loki says Mewling Quim, which means that apparently in like some old English, and nobody picked him up on it, and he was like, "Oh, I managed." So he got like an old English version of that into it because nobody kind of checked, and I think he was waiting at every stage for somebody to say, "Hey, you can't say that."
Yeah.
But yeah, so maybe she just needs to put it in like Middle English or something.
Yeah, I mean, she announced she's writing now an adult book that I've already pre-ordered on Waterstones. So I'm guessing maybe that one's gonna have this.
Possibly, she's just gonna have it every page.
Maybe.
Every second page.
It doesn't come up that much in books, I don't think, because it's quite. I think that word is quite like emotionally charged for some people. I think quite a lot of authors don't use it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't use it for that reason, I don't think, because I think some people find it really offensive, and I don't know. I use the F word. I can't seem to not. There's always some moment where a character says "oh F," and it's because like there's a really bad thing happen. Like there's 3 bodies sitting in front of them, so like, or they think they're bodies or whatever, so they say that word. And I've always said to editors that's what I would say in that moment. I don't want to.
You're not gonna be like, "Oh darn."
Yeah, no, gosh darn it.
You'd be like, "Oh, I need more bodies."
Yeah, no, Chelley would have a different reaction. Yeah, so I've never been asked to take those out, but I've never tried any more than the occasional S word and F word.
Yeah. I guess that's what I like The Boys so much, because they use the C word, all the words.
Well, this is. I think if it's part of the way people speak.
Yeah, it's
like,
only Butcher that says it the whole show. I love Butcher so much.
Yeah, I love that show. It's brilliant.
Yeah, I love it.
Deadwood. Have either of you watched Deadwood, the Western? It's like really old now. It's 2003 to 6. I really like it. I think it's really good. But they use modern swear words, and the characters swear a lot because people in frontier towns apparently did swear, but their swear words were like really weak. Like they would say things like "darn tootin" and stuff like that. And so they said they looked into authentic swear words, and they didn't, and they just sounded really funny. So they did. I think it's I won't say the particular one, but it's one of the C words. It's not the C word, but they say one of the C words quite a lot, and the F word a lot, because even though it's historically inaccurate, it just didn't fit to say the real ones. I'll have to look them up what the
Yeah.
real ones were because they were really funny. It would have just sounded really silly if you'd got Ian McShane suddenly like using time period authentic swears.
Yeah, I don't think they would have taken you out of the element, even though they do belong in that time period, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I don't mind that with poetic license. Like when you see like procedural dramas and they're like the fingerprints have been sent to test. Oh, they've come back. Like even though it would have taken hours or days or whatever, I'm fine with that. If it keeps the plot moving and it doesn't pull you out of it, I'm all for a little bit of. I quite often do that. I research what the actual true answer is, and I'm like, oh, that's a shame because I need to do it this way.
Let me see what people have been doing. Rereading
Nice
Carrie.
one.
Nice. That's a good one. Well, Mike Flanagan is gonna do a series of Carrie.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Interesting.
so I'm really excited.
Good. Yeah, he'll do that good, I think.
Yeah, I'm really, really excited for that.
Give it a bit of depth because the films have to rush through stuff, don't they?
Yeah,
Sorry,
the
you can say
remake
something, Chelley.
wasn't that great, but so I have faith in Mike Flanagan. I worked on all my projects. Fantastic. 95%. 29. The other way around. My brain is fried already at this time of the day. So just for you to know, of the Night Parade, that was the one from by Ronald Malfi. Shelley's the queen of murder mystery theories. Correct.
Yeah.
I love
Correct.
reading. I love reading thrillers with you, Shelley, because we get in some proper tangles when we start trying to predict. Like we've read a couple of Private Manus books together.
Wild.
Shelley does like think outside the box when it comes to theories, definitely.
I see.
No, I've done buddy reads with Amy and Melina, and like I'm always like, do you know, it could be this and this, and I just go off and I make a whole new story. And then I get to the end, I'm like, oh, okay.
I just know it's the boyfriend.
wrong.
80% of the time it is,
That's fair. For a point horror book, that's kind of fair.
Yeah.
Maybe Shelley should write murder mysteries.
I've been saying this for a while.
Yeah, Amy has
some wild ideas.
Yeah, I know. Like when I do write occasionally, but when I sit down to write, I tend to write really like emotional stuff. I don't know why. It's obviously just comes out. But I'd love to do a mystery of some kind, point horror style.
We had one. Do you remember, like years ago? We had what I think is a really good idea. Maybe we should brush that off.
I think we should. Funny enough, I found it the other day, and I was like, "Oh,
yeah." I've got something in my Google Docs about it as well. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to. Let's maybe talk about that at some point.
Yeah, definitely.
It could become a new point horror like series. Those are not that long, but they all have murder mysteries in them. So you don't have to write like really long books.
I do. I think that would be amazing if somebody. I don't even know. I keep saying this. I don't know where the rights are right now, but I'd love it if somebody picked it up. Yeah,
do it.
Oh, thanks, guys. Thanks for taking me.
That'll be fun because then you can do also the videos to discuss your books and figure out who guessed it and who didn't.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
We're waiting for that. Okay, 2025.
Or 2028 with the way publishing's going right now. Just hold your breath for a book to come out quickly.
That's true. Unless it's like self-published or indie or stuff like that.
Occasionally they do. Like A Taste of Darkness came out just under a year after it sold, but it wasn't done. Like Mia and I had written our stories and everybody else had pitched them. But I think because they were short stories, it was easier. Like it was like, surprise, you've got to write a 3,000 word story versus writing a whole book.
Yeah,
it does happen, but more often than not, I get friends. Like my friend got a book deal similar time to me. Her book isn't announced and it doesn't come out. It's not next year. It's the year after. So it will have been 2 years plus from signing the contract. It's really wild.
Yeah. That's what I always wonder, how people, like how some authors get published every year, but I guess that's when you're already like in the
when you're already
things,
Yeah, you're already with the publisher, so it's places like, say, Catherine, she knows that it takes her this long to write a book. Scholastic will want the edits of that book done, and while they're doing their edits, she's then writing the next one. So I think when you've got the same publisher, you can get in the groove, I think. That's what the Mina books were like that, but I'm now in a bit of a weird place because I've got three different publishers. So yeah, I still haven't found my groove yet. I'm still like writing every hour of the day. One day it'll happen.
Yeah, I have one of my favorite authors. I think he's self-published. He's David Sodergren. I love him. I love his books, and he published this year a book called Rotten Tommy, and he has one book coming out next month, and I'm like, how? How do you do this? Like,
You can skip. You can
how?
skip like the publishing, like traditional publishing. Your book can disappear for months at a time because it's
Yeah.
gone somewhere. Like at the moment, I'm working on edits while they're working on the cover. But there'll come a point where when they're designing the interior, I just can't do anything on it. And that could take anything from a few days to months just depending on their schedule. So yeah, I think that's how, if you're self-publishing, because you're pushing through the
Yeah.
process, you can just kind of expedite all that.
Yeah. You depend on many other people on your side.
Yeah, and I love that. Like, I wouldn't change that because I could not design a cover. Like, I mean, Chelley's seen my cover, and I think it's really good.
I think it's brilliant. I loved it.
And I would not be able to, when you see it, you'll understand, but I would not be able to produce what the artist like. I'm going to have to at some point try and do my version of it just to show you how bad it would be. But I really need, like, the designers. I need these people so badly. And I've had two editors working on it so far, and they've both been amazing. Like, I wouldn't have been able to do it without them. So yeah, for me, I don't think self-publishing would work just because I like that team.
I don't think he makes his own covers. It might be that he gets them, like he
Yeah.
pays an artist, you know what I mean? I'm trying to
Yeah.
find my books, but I don't know where they are right now. Probably behind
Yeah,
me.
some people do their own, don't they? But like I know Cameron Cheney used Cameron Ruby.
Yeah.
Who's
Cameron
also an author, but is also an amazing cover illustrator.
Yeah, so good.
Yeah. So I think that's what he does probably, but
Yeah.
he's publishing things called Something in Pugs because he has a pug, like a dog.
Oh.
So,
No.
but his books are very brutal, so I don't think it might be for you guys.
Yeah, I'm
For me and
probably
Sharon.
out
It's
on
for me and
that one.
Sharon.
One of these days, though, Kasha, I need you and Sharon to like give me a book to read that you two would think would not be a Chelley book, and I'm going to read it and be traumatized.
Exactly. I was like, I don't want to be responsible for all the therapy bills afterwards.
I mean, I think the mega gore ones, like if you told me a mega gory book, I think I'd be brave and try it. But if you said like a kid dies in this book or it's about intense grief, I'd just be like, no, I actually can't. Like I just can't even. I can't even be brave enough to do it. Like, if that happens in stuff, like we buddy watched a film, didn't we? And something happened to a kid, Chelley, and I was just like, oh
yeah, you were like, no.
It didn't ruin the film for me, but the whole bit where I just sulked and was like, I can't engage with this bit of the film just because of that. So yeah, I don't know.
It's so weird though, because like I can't deal with watching body horror. In fact, I messaged Kasha because you'd seen The Substance, right?
Yes.
And I'd messaged Kasha. I was like, "Do you think I could stomach it? Because I can't watch body horror, but I could read it absolutely fine. But just seeing it come to life, I can't deal with that. My brain just goes nope, like can't deal with it." But I am going to be brave and try and watch The Substance and see if I can beat my phobia.
It's one of my favorite movies this year for sure. I'm gonna rewatch that many times, but you know, it starts kind of slow because, as you know, she is a little bit depressed because she just hit 50, and the Hollywood industry, once you hit 50 and you're a woman, you're basically worthless for them, so they just want to replace you with someone younger. And so there's this thing called The Substance that gives you the opportunity to be a younger version of yourself. So it just starts with the injections, which can be already a little bit triggering. In fact, my boyfriend had more trouble with the injection parts than the actual body horror.
I don't like injections
because a lot of people like don't like injections,
Yeah.
and it just gets worse and it gets worse. And the last 20 minutes are just book wild. There's just like it's just
I want to watch. Is this the Demi Moore film?
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to watch it.
It's fantastic. It's fantastic. But
yeah, I do. As I say, I can read it, no problem in a book, but no, just seeing it come to life.
But you
And I
also have
think
not seen the Terrifiers or anything like that.
I
no,
started it and I didn't vibe with it. I found, some things you watch them and you feel like your skin is being grated, like you just feel uncomfortable. And I couldn't, like, sometimes I can push through the discomfort, and with that one I couldn't at all. Like, we watched about 10 minutes and I said to Kev, like, do you like this? And he was like, no. And I was like, I know, can we watch something else? And I think it's just a vibe thing. Like, it just made me, I don't know why it made me feel so uncomfortable. Whereas like Scream, I can watch stuff like that all day long. That kind of horror, I'm fine.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was about the Terrifier. I just found it really weird and unsettling.
Yeah, I'm not brave enough. I keep saying to Kasha, I'm too scared.
I kind of tried. I don't know what Kev was saying. I can't remember what we watched instead. But I'm generally willing to try stuff with horror, but I do just nope out. If it's too much, I'm like, nope.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think those movies are supposed to make you feel uncomfortable, like the Terrifier
and I
movies.
don't think I like that. Whereas I think like slashers. Oh yeah, we ended up watching a 90s Reese Witherspoon, Alyssa Milano, Mark Wahlberg. Mark Wahlberg was like one of those point horror boyfriends, basically, to Reese Witherspoon.
Oh, I've seen that. Is it called The Fear or something?
Yeah, something like that. And it was, again, was quite weird, but not as weird as the Terrifier. So
yeah,
grading on a scale.
Let's see.
Yeah,
Mindy also wants to. Yeah, it is really good. So
I've
hopefully you can push through.
It's on. I think, can you rent it on something? I feel like we were scrolling. No, The Substance. I feel like it's on Amazon Prime or something.
Yeah.
And
Melina, would you watch it?
Oh
this I'm really excited about.
Oh
yeah,
because Robert Eggers has not disappointed me so far. All his movies have been spot on. He did The Witch, The Lighthouse, and The Northman. And I've loved all three of those movies, so I'm really excited for Nosferatu. Also, I'm ready to find Nosferatu sexy because it's Bill Skarsgård.
I mean, yeah. When is it coming out?
It's supposed to come December 2024, but I don't know if here is going to come out December or January in some countries because it depends.
Yeah.
It's a weird release time, isn't it? December
should be, but I don't know if here it's going to be pushed to January or not, because sometimes here, because they run them with Dutch subtitles, so sometimes there's a little bit of delay, I guess, because of that as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I'm excited for that one. I mean, I just watched Heretic the other day.
Oh, was it good? I've heard it is good. Yeah.
Yeah, I watched like a premiere. I went on Halloween night, 31st of October, to watch it, and it was really, really good. So I do recommend. And that one is not that extreme. So
that's the one with Hugh Grant in, is
with
it?
Hugh Grant.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I like to look at that. I saw an advert for it when we went to cinema recently, and it looked interesting.
It's got the girl out of Yellow Jackets in, I think.
Yeah, it's a very different take on religious horror. It has a lot of monologue, and it kind of discusses why do we have faith in something just because someone said it. Like, it kind of delves deeper. It has a lot of monologues and dialogues about religion and why do we believe in these or not on that, and which religion is true, which one it isn't, if any religion is true at all. Like, it kind of goes more deeper into that. It has some horror as well, of course, and I thought it was really, really good. It was very, very good. So
that
one you can watch. Yeah. I watch everything that comes to the cinema that is horror. Even if it's bad and I already know it.
I used to, Kasha, I was like in my 20s, Kev and I, like, we went to see every horror film, sometimes to our detriment. Like, I watched Wolf Creek in the cinema, such a mistake. I was like, it kept me up nights thinking about that film. And like, we watched all like the Paranormal Activities and stuff like that, but I just can't now. Like, I can't keep up with it. And things are on the cinema such a short time. Like, I think about it. I like think maybe I'll get a babysitter, and then it's left the cinema, and it's on, it's on TV in a few weeks anyway. Sometimes like they're straight onto rental. So we tend to just rent stuff. We watched
Yeah.
Blink Twice, a Channing Tatum
Oh,
film
I
the other
didn't like
day.
it. I
Oh,
didn't
did
like
you watch
it.
it? I meant to ask you if you watched it. I haven't seen
I
it.
I don't know what I think of it, Kasha, quite honestly. We
I didn't
spent the
like
whole film
it.
looking at each other like, I think it had potential,
Mm.
but it didn't like, I don't know, it didn't fulfill. Like, it just
Mm.
went down a really obvious route that,
I just think it's trying to be smarter than it is, and it's not
oh yeah, it
working.
wasn't. No, the actual explanation was really disappointing and
Oh,
Yeah.
really
I'm
convenient.
intrigued now. I'll have to watch it and then
Yeah,
let you
I
know.
know. I don't want to spoil. I don't want to spoil it because
No.
I always say watch something for yourself, and
Yes.
you might love it even if I didn't. And also the ending note of the film, I wasn't that impressed. You know, like with horror, you get like that often, like that ending moment that can make or
Mm.
break a film. And the ending moment, I was like, oh, yeah.
But I think it's like it was very predictable and very like it had nothing really new in the movie. And I was bored at some point because just by watching the trailer in the cinema, I already knew what was gonna happen. Like, it didn't.
Oh,
It's like,
I really hate that. Like,
Yeah.
we went to see something recently, and they advertised a Mark Wahlberg film, which told you everything about it. It was a thriller,
Oh,
and the new Josh Hartnett M. Night Shyamalan film. I didn't need to
oh
watch the
yeah.
film because I watched
oh
the trailer.
yeah.
It
Oh, that's
literally
when
Well,
reveals.
I stopped
well,
watching trailers after that.
mm, the
Honestly,
the
it
the
really
movie is
was
a lot
just.
more than that. You mean Trap?
Yeah.
Oh,
Gold
okay.
Trap?
Yeah.
Yeah,
See,
it's
I
more
haven't
than the
watched that
trailer.
film because I thought the trailer gave it away, and I thought,
Yeah,
oh,
same. I kind of
oh
wish that
maybe.
it was.
Hmm.
Yeah, I wished it was just like a dad's going to a concert and something bad's gonna. I kind of wanted like
Mhm.
that
Yeah.
from the advert.
Yeah, but that's the trailer. Um, what the trailer shows happens in the first like 15 minutes of the movie or 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Like you
Ah.
already know that going into it. So after that, a lot of other things happen, and it's also kind of like a cat and mouse game because he's trying to get out of the concert venue, and they're trying to figure out who is the killer because we know, but the police doesn't know. So, but it's a lot more that happens. I mean, it's at times you have to be in disbelief because a lot of things
Yeah.
happen that I'm like, I don't think so. Uh, but it's fun. I thought it was fun because I think Josh Hartnett did such a good job at playing this
Mm.
character. So I think for a one-time watch, it's worth your time.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
I do love
So
Josh Hartnett.
There you go.
yeah,
Yeah, I
You've
love Josh
convinced us.
Hartnett. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Sold. I normally messaging Kasha saying, Kasha, is this film Shelley rated?
Yeah, I do the same with Sharon and Kasha. I get a consensus. Like, can I cope with this? Yeah, we watched
Yeah.
My Bloody Valentine recently, the remake, which
Ah,
we've not seen
Yeah.
since it was on at the cinema, and I did enjoy it. Although I remembered the twist because I
Yeah.
store things like that. I can't remember where my glasses are, but I remember who is the killer in a slasher that I watched 20
yes.
years ago or whatever.
Yeah.
What's that?
Maybe I should do a video like
Yeah,
with ratings like that. This is not Amy proof, not Shelley
yeah, I
proof.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and probably the type of community we're in, people will know what you mean. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the mild, like, coma version of it, or like the mild Nando's, and then maybe Shelley's somewhere alongside me.
But it can also be spoilers because
Let
if I
them
feel like
know.
this book is not for Amy, people will be like, kids are being killed here.
Yeah, I
Kids are being
know.
killed here.
People are sad, and things happen
Yeah.
to children. Like, that's just my two no's. I can't.
Yeah.
Like, I DNF'd a
Yeah.
book the other day. I
Oh
think I've
yeah.
DNF'd it. I'm not going to say what it is, just in case I don't. But it like, and it's a proof as well. It was just really sad, and I was like,
Mhm.
oh, I know some people really enjoy sad books, but I just don't. Like, I don't want everybody to be ill and miserable and like tired. Like, real life is too much like that. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I just hear if people say it's really sad, I had a really good cry. I'm like, nope, nope, sorry, you've just
Amy
missold
just
it.
likes
For
Like,
me,
them
they work. They
got
they
some
tend to
red.
work. I don't know if you read the book I Stop Here. It's a book
nope, that
about
title puts me
yeah.
off already.
It's a book about a girl that basically from the beginning of the book you know that she's been killed and she's kind of retelling what happened to her.
Oh.
And it's quite horrifying, but I really enjoyed it. And it's one of my favorite books. It's not even really horror. I mean, there's a crime committed, but it's just so sad. Um,
Mm.
and another one that I like the movie better than the book. I know it's controversial. Is The Lovely Bones. I don't
Oh
know if
I
you've
read
seen
yeah,
the
that.
movie. The movie is so wild, like it's so
yeah,
horrifying, but it's such a good movie. But that was
yeah.
very sad
I
too.
just
Yeah, I
watched that
thought it was.
recent.
Yeah, I thought it was a great book back in the day, but I think now that it's about a child, I wouldn't be able to. Like at the time,
Mm,
I think I was probably a teenager or in my early 20s when I read it, so it
Mm,
didn't affect me in the way it would now.
yeah.
yeah.
I
Mm.
don't know. Do you come out of this ever, Shelley? Like when you've got a teenager, does this stuff become less
Not
sad or?
really, because then you just think of like other children that you know.
Oh yeah,
Like, you know what I mean? You think, oh no. So like
yeah,
I
no.
tend to I do oh my husband just brought me a cup of tea.
What did
Thank
you?
you very
Oh,
much. Oh no,
Lovely.
it's
Well done, Kev.
Ooh. I tend to like avoid anything like you, Amy, like with like children getting sick or things like that because it just devastates me too much. But I did read a really good book. It's not horror, but it's called I reckon I've got it up here somewhere. I think it's called The Sight of You. And
Mm.
basically it's about this guy. Like it was a really good concept, but I bawled. It was so sad.
oh,
So like it's about this guy and basically when he falls in love, he then sees his love's future and the future that they could have. So then like he decides then like if he stays with them or what to, to see how that future works out. And he falls in love with this woman and he knows something's going to happen, but he decides it's worth it. But he
Oh
gets to a certain
gosh.
point when then he breaks it off to try and stop it from happening. And oh,
mm.
it's like I think it's by Holly Miller. And like you get to the end and there's just this one scene and you're like, no, like at the book. Oh, but it was really sad, yeah. So stuff like that I can cope with. But
No,
like
I
children in
no, I just can't do it. Can't do it, Shelley. I put myself in it. I think like
yeah,
I'm feeling what he's feeling, and I can't do it.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, we have one last sprint to go of 30 minutes, and then we will wrap it up. So I'm gonna bring up again the kitty. There it is. The terrifying kitty.
Scares us all.
Yeah. And then good luck. So I'll see you back here in 30.
See you soon.
Bye.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome back. I
Hello.
I always try to ease people and they're like, hello. How y'all doing?
Not too bad.
Good.
The kitten ran away with my bookmark, so
Oh,
Oh.
I
oops.
lost my bookmark. She's run off with it.
It's not yours anymore.
No.
It's gone.
We kept saying pets and children are the same. That's what my kitten, also known as 4-year-old child, does too. So
Steals everything.
Yeah.
You still managed to read a little bit, Chelley?
Yeah, I read a little bit, and then I was giggling at one point because there's this
Oh
character
no.
that's just been introduced, and I was like, "Oh, sounds familiar." So basically, where is it? Um, it says Lucas once told me that he kept a diary of gruesome deaths he heard about on TV. Falling crane chops, woman in half, that kind of thing. He thought stories like those were funny. He said they cheered him up.
Fantastic.
And I was like, oh, that's us.
Yeah.
True crime. True crime enthusiast.
Yeah, that's it. So so I've read a bit more, and we've got a missing prom queen now, and pool of blood
Oh, dear.
and suspicious people.
Oh,
So it's actually pretty good. Like, I'm really enjoying it. I think I'm going to fly through this. And the chat's not till 2 weeks, so I'm well organised for a change.
nice. How about you, Amy?
Well, I finished my edits, so I've done Kev's edits are in my comments, and then I went upstairs and looked at my Point Horror shelf. So I've not got that many Fear Streets. I need more. I don't have Prom Day. However, I do have these two. So I'm
Oh,
organised for the rest of the year.
Yeah,
The
oh,
point-
thanks,
So
Amy.
this month and next month, is that right?
Yeah, and you're
I
going to
don't think
join
I
us
have
for the
those.
debate, I think. Yes.
Yes, I do. I need to check the day. I didn't look at the date because I thought I'll just check if I actually have the book first. But look how nice condition this is. It's
Well,
I
that
think
like
is
I have that
condition.
one. Let me see, because I
That
just have them here.
that
They're
book
mine.
is like, it's going for a fortune. Well, not a fortune, but for a Point Horror book, it's going for like
This
30 odd quid or something.
really well. This is
Yeah.
basically mint. Look at that, Cash. You've got it. This is basically mint
Yes.
condition apart from a
Yeah.
really annoying sticker, which I'm going to see if I can get off.
Oh, be
Yeah.
careful. Yeah. Protect
No,
it. Oh,
devaluing,
Yeah,
devaluing the book as I'm going.
oh
got
wow.
it.
You both got it.
I don't know if I
Oh.
have the other one. I cannot see from here. The other
I
one is
didn't think
called
I had the
Die.
invitation, but
Yeah.
there are so many black spined ones. I've got them arranged by colour still. It took me a while to spot
Yeah.
this one because about
Yeah.
half of them are black.
Oh,
I have
yeah.
tried to organize them by publication order, but I think they're not in publication order anymore.
Wow, that's commitment, Kasha. That is publication order.
That's how I like it.
Oh, I love that.
That's
But
very sensible. I just do it vaguely by colour and hope for the best with all my books.
Yeah, mine are in colour order, but I always take them off the shelves to do pictures, and then I muddle them up. So then I go,
Yeah.
Corey, to my son, come and help me, like, put them back in colour order.
Yeah, Kev does it for me as well. I just can't do it. Like Kev will say that colour doesn't follow on from that one. I'm
Yeah,
like, how
that's
do
what
you know?
Corey does
I just
exactly the
can't
same.
tell.
He's like, you need to follow the colour palette. And I'm like, well, all the blues just go all the blues. He's like, no.
there's grades.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I could have like a rainbow shelf or something like that. I think it would drive me insane.
Well, wouldn't yours just be black, Kasha? Like I think
Yes,
most of your
that's fair.
books.
That's fair. A lot of them, because they are vintage paperbacks, like all the Richard Lehman and stuff. It's not fun with those. It's all black.
Yeah,
It
I
is what
did
it is.
I once color coded my whole shelf, and 3/4 of it was black. So I've given up on that. I only if they've got nice spines, like say the Sucky Stack House, Stephen King, they're all color coded. The Point Horrors, but yeah, most of my books I've organized by genre now, just because they were disappointingly black. I had like 3 colorful shelves and then just the rest. So I decided, yeah, genre seems to be the way. Because like if I make a TikTok and I'm like, hey, I want to make a TikTok about vampires, like I've got a vampire shelf now,
Yeah.
so it does help.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah. Mine
Yeah,
are,
I have my own organization that I
yeah.
like. I have middle grades, YAs, the point horrors, and then I have vintage horror paperbacks, regular horror. I have mystery thrillers, nonfiction. Then
Yeah,
Wow.
so you're like loosely genre
like
like me.
Yeah.
YA fantasy, sci-fi, it's kind of because then I know what kind of I'm in the mood for, then I know where
Yeah.
to get it. If I want a middle grade, I know my middle grades are over there.
Yeah.
My YAs are there. So I know where things are. For me, it makes
Yeah.
sense.
I've kind of got a similar order. So like, obviously all my point horrors, vintage books, and I've got like Amy's books, Cynthia's over there, and Grady Hendrix and stuff. And then these ones behind me are all like not horror. So this is like my not horror shelf. Then I've got
Yeah.
like Agatha Christie over there. Oh, so maybe I have got a bit of a thing. And then I've got hardbacks on the top. Oh, more organised
Hmm.
than what I
See?
thought it was.
I did find the hardback thing a problem. I recently did a shelf organized and I
Mm.
found like that some books just had to go in the wrong place because they don't fit. So
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
some hardbacks are just massive. Like they're not even standard hardbook size hardback, like they're bigger than hardback. So I've
yeah,
had to just create like Kev made some shelves deeper for me just because he knew that I would have this problem. So some are just there because they're a deep book, like they don't fit
Mm.
together.
Yeah, that
So when
happens a
I've
lot.
lost a book, it will just be that it's the wrong size. Like Grady Hendrix's Horror Store was in a bit of a
Yeah.
weird place because it didn't
oh
fit
yeah,
where I'd.
it
I
always
think it just
sticks
sticks
out.
out at the end of horror in the end.
Yeah, I have it here and it sticks out from I don't think you can see, but it sticks out from the other Grady Hendrix books, but
Yeah,
it is what it is. It's his fault, not mine.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good idea. I get it
Yeah.
completely. I
Yeah, yeah.
think all of my others of his are hardbacks, and I might have the odd paperback of his, but mostly I've gone hardback just so they match. But
yeah.
It is what it is.
no, yeah,
Let me see what the people. Oh, yeah, I didn't tell you. I made it to page 200. So I'm
Wow,
here
you've done
now.
so well.
I'm
yeah,
hoping to
that's good.
finish this tomorrow because then I don't have to take it with me to London because I want to take the least amount of books possible. I might only take my Kindle because I know I'm going to come with books. So finding books to read in England is not going to be a problem.
No,
So
you're gonna have something to read, Kasha, for this
Yeah,
weekend. I
yeah,
think
so
you'll be
I'm gonna
fine.
try to read this little bit tomorrow so I don't have to take it with me and I don't forget everything that happened because it is so action packed and more information is being fed into you. And at this point I have no idea what's going on. Like I couldn't tell you who is responsible for all of these, but more people are deceased at this stage of the book.
wow.
So they're
I
all
want to
dying
read
like
this book
flies. So, and I don't know who it is, but obviously the list of suspects keeps getting smaller.
That's good. That's like a sign of a good book. If they're all getting bumped off and it's getting smaller
Yeah.
and smaller, and you still can't guess who it is. Oh,
Yeah.
definitely going
So,
to be reading that.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm
hope you
taking it
guys
to Comic
enjoy.
Con. This is going to be my downtime read because I get all hyped up when I do events and like in the
Yeah.
evening. I read a Rachel Harrison book after MCM last time because I needed something to just engross me and kind of get rid of the adrenaline. Mind you, this sounds like it might get my adrenaline pumping
Yeah.
all over
It's
again,
quite
but
gory. I have to say it's gorier than I expected, so I am pleasantly surprised.
yeah, because I don't think the Darcy Coates ones I've read, because I've read the haunting type ones, they've not been massively gory.
This one is for
I like
sure.
that.
Ooh.
Mm,
I'll
I'm
text you
excited.
Amy over the weekend. So I might start it as well.
Yeah, do. Well, I need to finish this of Alex's, and I'm racing through it. It's really good, and because
Yeah.
it's middle
middle
grade, like
grade.
the font is small, so I'm thinking a couple hundred pages. I might finish this by Yalk and then take that one with me to Yalk.
Yeah.
So I'm going to sit there reading an adult book, but I don't care. I don't play by the rules.
Let me see what everybody's been up to. Oh, Ultimate Mystery
Oh,
Edition of Agatha
no,
Christie's, and then there were none.
but I
Oh,
don't own a physical
that's my
copy of that. I have
favourite
that.
Agatha Christie, and then there were none.
It's
Oh.
really good. I have it on my Kindle, so maybe I need a physical copy of it.
Yeah, I just unhold my Agatha Christie books, and I'll tell you why. Because I had 3 books, and they were all complete different editions. And she has so many books that I don't think I'm ever gonna have a complete collection because I don't think there's one where you can get all of them. So I think I'm just gonna get them from my Kindle and call it a day because I also don't want to have like such different books by the same author. Like it's just
Is that the
nice?
That's
yeah,
beautiful.
like little hardbacks. I went through a phase of, as you was doing, Kasha, I was getting rid of all of my paperbacks and getting these like special edition hardback ones. But then ended up with paperbacks again.
I want to read more Agatha Christie's. I've read quite a few on my Kindle, but I was thinking of trying to buy them, but I don't know whether it is just a ridiculous, like the Stephen King task felt pretty ridiculous when I got halfway through it. I was like, oh man,
Yeah,
I've
that's the
committed to buy
thing.
these books now.
There's so
I don't think I've got
many, and
room.
yeah, and there's different editions, and some editions now, some titles are hard to come by because they've been out for a while. So I'm like, I don't want to do this. I'm just gonna read them on my Kindle. Like if there is one that I really love that I could potentially reread, I might get a physical copy, but then I don't
Yeah.
have to buy like a whole matching collection and then just go insane. So that's my plan with Agatha Christie. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
I see. That's very
That's really
interesting.
cool. I'm gonna go
That's
back
so
and check what that one's called.
cool.
Yeah. I need that edition.
Oh, 34% the night parade. Fantastic. Finish housework, took a break to eat and watch book to video. Super productive, Mindy. Tonight you've done so
Yeah.
much. Probably more than us. From the Tina collection, but the others I have.
I wonder
Nice.
if I have. I've got a couple of
The
Fear Street
collection.
bind-ups. I might have to go and
Yeah.
have another look for that
Yeah.
then. I didn't think of that.
I can't remember the one Sharon got the bind up, like she said. I can't remember what the name of it was now, but yeah, some of them are in the collections.
I'm gonna go and look when I get ready for bed.
Yeah.
And they are going to re-release this one next year as well.
So
Probably,
I might
yeah.
wait till then if they're so expensive to buy now.
Yeah, I'll see you very soon, Sharon. I'll
Oh,
see you
I
Friday. Exciting. Went to do the rainbow shelf at my office with all the accounting folders. My colleague didn't like the idea. I love
I feel like we would have been on your
Imagine
side
that.
there, Andreas.
Yeah.
Like we would have voted for you.
Imagine like trying to work and trying to look for a specific binder and everything is just color coded.
Yeah.
Madness.
I love that.
Oh, you
Oh,
got that
see?
version too.
Nice.
And then
I
when,
feel like that book like inspired a lot of mystery
Mm.
thrillers. Like it was kind of like the OG of a lot of these thrillers, even like this one, you know, like you have a bunch of people, they're all being killed,
Yeah.
and who is the murderer? Like, and I remember when I was a teenager, I read a couple of Agatha Christie books from the library, but I forgot which ones. I was just too young. But I remember I enjoyed them because it was just like that kind of murder mystery fun, you know. So I want to get back to read more Agatha Christie, but I think I'm just gonna try to get them on my Kindle.
Yeah.
That's where most of mine are, I think.
I think, and then the one on was like one of the first Agatha Christie that I read, so that's why I think it became my favourite, because it was the first one I kind of read, and I was like, actually shocked me, like the reveal and stuff. I was like,
I can't remember who it is. I need to reread it. It's been probably like 15 years or something since I've read it, maybe even 20 years. So I can't remember who it. When I start reading it, it'll probably come back to me. So I'll have to see if I can predict it.
See, sometimes it's a feeling, isn't it, as well with books? Like, because I remember when I was younger as well, around the same time, I read a Inspector Morse, Colin Dexter book. Now, I could not tell you the name of this book at all, but it's obviously part of that series. I couldn't tell you which one, but I always remember it being shocking. Like the ending really shocked me. And one of these days I said I'll read them all again just to find that one book that shocked me.
I think a shocking ending like leaves a lasting impression, doesn't it? When I think of my favourite films, most of them are ones that totally pull the rug out from under you at the end. Like I love that.
Yeah.
I mostly like movies that sometimes, even though you know where the ending is going, you know you cannot stop it, and it's not a good ending. Those are the ones that I really like for some reason.
I feel like in the context of what I've said, I'm not going to tell you what my favourite ones are now. I think I've already told you too. But yeah, I love a big twist that makes you go, what?
Yeah.
Like a genuine, like, that will shock you.
Yeah.
And I think that Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt tend to be in some of the good twisty films that I really like. You can probably guess which ones they are.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. That would be
Sharon
cool. How
has
many
them,
are
so
there?
we just have to go to Sharon's house.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're on our way.
Wow, that's interesting,
look at
Sharon.
you
I
have
do
all
need to
of them.
reread it.
Oh, maybe we should do an Agatha Christie for the book club, you know.
Yeah.
That would be
We
cool.
do
Because
one.
it's
Yeah, we'll have to do one.
what time periods was Agatha Christie writing between? Like, I'm sure was she still writing into the 90s? I can't even.
No,
I don't
but
know.
we'll just gloss over that and just go like, you know, way back when.
Like, when did Agatha Christie die? I've like literally got no concept of what time period she was writing in.
I don't know. I
I
mean,
need to
when I
do
was
so.
reading her books, I had the feeling they were already old.
Gotta be like the 30s, right?
Oh, so she died in the 70s.
Yeah.
76.
Ah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if they were a little bit later than that. Because, yeah, I think when you read stuff when you're a teenager, like, I just assumed that she was still alive then because I was reading them then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously not.
No, I
So she
remember
was
when I was reading
born.
it, I was like, it's old books.
Yeah, she was born in the late 1800s then. That's
Yeah.
wild.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Crazy, huh?
Like during Queen Victoria's reign and stuff. Like, that's
Yeah.
proper old.
Interesting. We can make our own Agatha Christie book club, you know, every month we read one. We
That
try
would
to
be
guess who
cool.
the killer is.
Yeah.
Maybe we leave the last chapters out for a live show for reading sprints, and we all read the ending together, and then we're like,
be like, and then, try and guess before we read it. Realize that I'm always wrong, so don't follow what I say.
Your theories are
Sharon,
so
she knows
good,
all the
Chelley.
facts.
It's worth it just for the journey. Yeah, bonus book.
Yeah, maybe we should do it. Yeah.
Find a really good like seasonal one, you know, that ties in with the time of year or something.
Yeah.
Where you can, or ties in with the other book you've picked. Like, you know, you sometimes do like you watch a film that ties in with like say Josh's book.
Yeah.
Find a
Well,
good
the
tie
Halloween
in.
Party one, which was made into a
Yeah, that's
movie. The
true.
Hunting in Venice is based on the Halloween Party, I think.
Oh yeah,
Ah.
cool.
I actually have that one. That's one of the few physical ones that I own because I just liked the title. I don't think I've even read it.
Oh,
See?
got my brain going now. I'm like, what do we do?
Like Halloween.
Okay, so we're gonna call it a night. Thank you to my guests for coming tonight and joining me, keeping me company, and thanks to
Thanks for
everybody that
having
has
us.
been in the comments. Yes,
That's
I
been
think I should do
lovely.
more sprints. Normally I do a couple of sprints for the Patreons, and then I don't have so much free time for public sprints. But I think next year I will try to do more because they help me also a lot to get some reading done and also discuss other books and then come up with other books that I need to buy. You know, we're always encouraging each other here.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Oh,
coming.
thanks for coming.
Uh, no.
Yeah. I mean, I try, Andreas. Like, this is where I've got in a real pickle in the past because, like, Laini Taylor, I tried at one point to get every edition of her books, and I realized that Eileen McRae and Al McRae and all these other ones were just going to bring out a new edition every year. So I've had to cut myself off. And then, yeah, like Agatha Christie, I know, like you, Cash, I just don't have the shelf space right now. I'd have to get rid of Stephen King to buy Agatha, and it's like, I can't do it.
Yeah, that's the thing. I was also collecting Stephen King in different editions, but I have settled for just the hardcovers. So I mostly have the hardcovers only and trying to just collect the hardcovers and as old as I can find them. So I'm gonna go to one of my favorite secondhand bookstores in London that has like old first edition Stephen King books. I always spend a lot of money there. I bought Pet Cemetery and It first edition.
Oh, amazing.
UK hardcovers. I got a signed Stephen King book there last year. You don't want to know how much I paid for it?
I think I asked you last time, and I
Yeah.
was like, that's justifiable. I get that.
Yeah. But I was like, if I don't do it now, I'm gonna regret it. So I just did it. Because the chances of me meeting him are next to zero. So if I don't buy it now, it's gonna be worse later, I think. So I just did it.
I have some signed
But yeah.
Anne Rice books, and I'm so glad that I got them because I never got a chance to meet her. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I'll keep
for
working on it,
Anne
Sharon.
Rice. Yeah, I'm also trying to collect now also only her hardcovers. I have a cat here playing. I don't know what's happening.
Oh, I've made a big error with Anne Rice's books. They're all in a big jumble. Like there's so many. Every edition. Like
Yeah.
I've got quite a few. I've got a few Interview with the Vampires, but I've got one of like the other Vampire Chronicles, and they're all different. They just look a mess. They're not even on the shelves at the minute. They're just in a sad pile where I'm just figuring out what to do. Because I think I do need to just make a decision, like you said, about the ones I've got that
Yeah.
are signed are hardcover signed. So maybe I need to go hardcover and try and get the rest.
I'm trying to find them. Whenever I find them in hardcover, I'll just buy them and I just keep the paperbacks of the ones I don't have on hardcover yet.
Yeah.
So that's how I'm going to do it. Excuse me, sir. Somebody has the zoomies, I think.
Oh yeah, you call them the zoomies, Chelley.
Zoomies, yeah. Oh
Come
dear.
here. What
He
a
was wild
troublemaker.
yesterday. Wild she
This is
was.
a troublemaker.
Oh,
What do you have to say for yourself?
I don't think it'll look.
They always get like hyperactive when we're gonna go to bed. Like, what's going on? Like, honestly. Oh, anyway, I'm not gonna keep you any longer. And Amy, I'm gonna see you very soon. You will be very dearly missed, Chelley.
Oh no.
No.
Sorry.
I was
Next
hoping
year.
that this year you were gonna come, but
I know.
next
Next
year.
year. It's gonna happen.
The reunion, the Yalka reunion.
Yeah. Be epic.
I hope it's not like the prom queen reunion, but from your book.
Oh.
Thank you guys all for coming and have a good
Thank you.
night.
Bye.
Thank you for coming. Bye-bye.
Bye.